welcome. I'm Nalini. I'm a child psychology educator, early childhood educator, and a certified parenting coach. In today's video, I'm going to give you a review about the printer that I'm using. So I have used two printers so far, so I'm going to review it, both of them together for you in this video. So I'm going to discuss about some of the printers that are available in the market. I'm going to tell you guys how you can choose your printer, and I'm going to give you a review about the printer that I'm currently using and the one that I previously used. So don't skip the video and watch it completely to understand, maybe you will get more insights about it. So let's get started. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel Nalini Zinu, so you won't miss out anything from me. So there are different types of printers available in the market. Printer range starts from 3,000, 4,000 and it goes up to 30,000 to 40,000 also. Depending on your usage, you can pick a printer based on your budget and the number of papers that you will be using. The usage is actually very important to when you're finalizing your printer. There are a few things that you have to notice when you are looking to buy a printer. First thing is about how much you are going to use. How frequently are you going to use the printer? How often you will be needing the printer? So this is the first question that you have to ask yourself. Why this question is very important is there are different ranges of printers available in the market. Say for example, if you are choosing a printer which is below 5,000 or 6,000, which is kind of desk jet printer, or we can also call it as inkjet printer. So if you are going to buy that, the thing is, the printer cost is low, like around 3,000 to 5,000 you will get a decent inkjet printer. But what happens is the number of printouts that it can yield is less, okay, for the ink that you are going to put in. So for example, if you are purchasing the printer for 5,000 with the ink bottles, you will be able to take printouts of only a few hundreds of 200, 300, not even, sometimes not even that, below 200 pages. So the ink will run out and you will have to again put an ink cartridge into it. So when the ink cartridges prices also matters a lot. So ink cartridges prices are a bit heavy and every time you run out of those papers, you have to replace the ink cartridge, so that you have to take in consideration about the prices that goes with the printer and with the ink cartridge. So that way you will be able to find out whether you are making it, whether if you are not going to use the printer very frequently and if you need just once in a while, then inkjet printer is more than enough. And there is another next range which is ink tank printers. The ink tank printers doesn't have a cartridge associated to it, but they have separate chambers where you can fill the ink which gets run out. So these kind of ink tank printers comes in the range of 13,000 to 17,000, something in between that. So the ink tank printers, actually the investment is higher, like 15,000 to 17,000 to 12 to 17,000, anywhere in range between that. So ink tank printers investment is little bit higher, but the number of copies that it can yield is high. Like you can even take, I don't remember exactly, maybe I will mention it in the description, I don't want to mess it up, but there are thousands of papers that you can really take. There you can take, I think 8,000 or something. I'm not very sure. I will put it in the description box so that you guys can check that out. So there are more number of prints that you can take. So if you are going to take printouts frequently, I would suggest you to invest in an ink tank printer so that you don't need to replace the inks very often. So most of the ink tank printers claim that the inks that they give can easily come for 2-3 years. So even just like 5,000 copies, 8,000 copies, like that. So you have to consider that. If you are taking if you're going to use the printer very heavily, very frequently, very often, then you can check out the ink tank printers. The only thing is with ink tank printers, it needs a good maintenance, which means if you are leaving the, if you are not using the printer for a while, then the ink pathway, right, that might get dried up. So if that dries up, it will cost you a bomb. So always make sure that you use the printer once in a while, at least once in a week. Just take 2-3 printouts once in a week to keep the printer healthy. So this is one thing that you have to consider. You have to have a good maintenance. And then the highest range of printers are laser printers, which can go up to 20,000 plus. Okay, so laser printers doesn't have any ink. It is just a toner, which is completely have it, and it is official. It is more recommended for office uses, and it is mostly laser printers are being used in offices where the printouts will be more. So it is for the official purpose. So for home purpose, you can consider all of this and get either inkjet or ink tank, depending on the frequency of your frequency of how much you use the printer. So when I was in India, I was using Canon G3000. Which is an ink tank printer. I bought it for around 13,000 and I was using it for 1 year, more than 1 year, and it was pretty good. But there were some times where I felt like it was not acting as it claims, because they say Canon G3000 can print 300 GSM sheets, because I do a lot of flash cuts, right? So I have to take a lot of flash cuts in 300 GSMs. But what I felt is that, what I felt is that when I'm feeding 300 GSM papers in the Canon G3000, it definitely stuck a lot, which means it was not, the performance was not as good as a normal A4 sheet, of course. And even from the Canon side, they don't actually recommend using 300 GSM. They ask you to print with lesser GSM because the performance will be more. So when I started printing in Canon, when I started printing in 300 GSMs, I had some issues like the prints, there were some errors that is coming up often, and there were also, there were also some deep cleaning that is required many times, which actually consumed a lot of ink. The deep cleaning process is a very, very tedious process. It will take a lot of time and it will consume a lot of ink. I had done deep cleaning multiple times because some of the colors doesn't come out, and it was very, very difficult for me to find out what error is that, because the error code will only be available in the printer's LCD display, and we have to go and search in internet to find out what the error code is and how you can rectify it. So we have to go to Canon support web page to read through and to fix it. Okay, so that was one thing, and I actually stopped using it for 300 GSM, but I used for normal A4 sheets, and I used to have a good quality at that time. And then when I moved to Dubai now, I wanted to buy a printer here. So I wanted to try a different printer this time. So I went to shop and see that HP printer was there. I was actually impressed with the design of HP, that to be frank, because I wanted to add some good vibes, right? So white and red combination was my eye-catching one. And of course, I really wanted to try HP this time because HP's computer products, they produce computers. So I thought of Canon is produced by Canon is typically a photographic company, and the print qualities of the photographs might be good in Canon, but HP is a computer manufacturer. So I was thinking, okay, maybe we can try the HP printer and see how it is. So, and also of course, when I went to the shop, I could see that HP printer was comparatively less than Canon printer, Canon G3000. I was having this model here, but that was a bit pricey than this one, HP. So HP that I'm using right now is also ink tank. So what I really liked about HP is that the print quality from HP 519 was much better than the Canon G3000, which I was using before. So every time when I get a printer, take a printout in HP 519, the colors were very vibrant. The processing speed was also good. I'll show you my printer in this video. So it has a paper tray and also a closing cover for it. So in my Canon, I did not have it, and most of the times what happens is dust will go, and even though if I'm cleaning, dust will go and settle inside that area. So in HP we have a completely covered place, everything is covered, so the dust cannot enter it completely, and in HP I could see the print quality was really good. and it can I am not using 300 GSM sheets very often now, because my child is able to do for all the worksheets and all that. I use normal A4 sheets, but I use 80 GSM, not the 75 GSM. I get the 80 GSM because it is little bit thicker than the 75 GSM. So I get 80 GSM papers. I print on that, and it is very good. The print quality, the material, the time, processing time, everything is good in HP than the Canon. This HP printer can also print 300 GSM. The maximum for both Canon and HP is the 300 GSM. But with my personal experience, I don't want to print the 300 GSM often, because that is a maximum that the printer can print. So I don't want to give it more push. Okay, so I just want to keep it down a little bit, and I use 250 to 270 GSMs now for flash cards, so that it is actually easy to flash also. So I am using that. And most of the times and also for we are also using a lot of homemade books here, so I prefer to take printouts in my 80 GSM and make it as a homemade book, and that's all very good now. And here I am using it more often now, so the maintenance part is going good so far. So even if I used to take at least one printout every day, at least some printouts every 2 days, so that the ink pathways doesn't dry up. I also have a dedicated video in which I have explained you the buying guide, the printer buying guide, which you can refer to. I'll give the link in the description for you guys to watch it. And I'm going to show you my current printer now, so that you can have a look at it. I hope you find this video helpful. I suggest you to ask some questions to yourself, whether how often are you going to use it, will you be able to maintain it, will you be able to take a lot of printouts frequently, and your budget and everything. Consider all of this and then get the printer. So I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and you can follow me in my Instagram for more updates and daily snippets of my life. Thank you so much. Bye bye.